All right, so let's dive right into this one. Picture it so. The Greek army, 10 long years, stuck outside the walls of Troy. They've been hitting those walls over and over again, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, a decade of fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And just when you think it can't get any worse, suddenly, boom, this mysterious plague just rips through the ranks.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, why now?
Exactly.
After all this time, why is this happening now? It kind of suggests that maybe the real danger isn't just the Trojans behind those walls, but something within the Greek camp itself.
Yeah, like their own leaders are causing the problem.
Exactly. Their actions, their relationships, the whole mess.
And that's precisely what we're going to be unpacking in this deep dive. We've been looking at this video, exploring the myth of the Iliad, focusing on that whole Wrath of Achilles thing.
Oh, yeah. One of the big ones.
It's part of a whole series on these foundational myths. So we're really getting down to the bedrock here.
The essentials.
Absolutely. And the video drops us right into the heart of it, Agamemnon's tent. Oh, boy. Right. Imagine all the major Greek kings crammed in there. Ajax, Menelaus, Ulysses Nestor, the whole crew.
Talk about a power meeting.
Right. And then into this already tense scene walks the seer Calchas.
Now that's a name that carries some weight.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? You mentioned before his whole role in the sacrifice of Iphigenia.
Right. Sets a pretty dark tone.
It does.
I mean, these are leaders who've made some brutal choices in the past, supposedly, for the greater good.
Right. The needs of the many.
Exactly. So when Calchas shows up, you just know something heavy is about to go down.
You can feel it in the air.
Absolutely.
And the video really emphasizes that, after the whole Iphigenia incident, even Agamemnon gets nervous when Calchas starts talking.
I bet.
So this time Calchas, he looks over this young woman, kind of tucked away in the corner of the tent. Chryseis, daughter of Apollo's high priest.
So we're talking about more than just some war trophy here.
Oh, way more.
Her father's a big deal, religiously speaking.
Huge deal.
So taking her and what Agamemnon does with her, well, that's not just about, military strategy anymore.
Oh, no, this is about to get divine.
Exactly. It's stepping on some very sacred toes.
And the video goes on to tell how Chryseis' father, this high priest of Apollo, he comes to Agamemnon's tent literally begging, offering all these riches just to get his daughter back.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. Agamemnon, he just completely blows him off, sends him away with nothing but insults.
Wow. Talk about adding insult to injury.
Right. I mean, imagine being a father in that situation, completely powerless.
It's devastating.
And in that moment of despair, the video highlights the priest. He does what a lot of people did back then. He prays directly to Apollo.
For help.
Oh, yeah. And Apollo being the god of, light and truth, he hears that plea.
And he's not known for being passive, is he?
Not at all. So the video shows Apollo coming down on the Greek camp, just raining down arrows of disease and death, specifically on the warriors.
This isn't just some random illness.
No, it's targeted. It's personal. It's divine payback.
It really shows you how even the most powerful mortals, they're still at the mercy of the gods.
Oh, totally.
I mean, these guys have been fighting for 10 years. They have all this military might, but they're totally helpless against Apollo's anger.
Yeah, and it all stems from Agamemnon disrespecting the god and his priest.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Huge no-no. And then Calchas, he steps up and interprets this divine wrath. Lays down the law. The plague ain't going away until Chryseis is returned safe and sound to her father.
No negotiation.
Nope, straight up divine ultimatum. You'd think Agamemnon would just cave, right?
Seems like the obvious move, right?
Right. But this is where things get really messy. Because now Agamemnon's got a problem.
Oh, yeah.
The video really highlights this inner turmoil he's going through.
Like, what's going on in his head?
Well, on the one hand, he's starting to get attached to Chryseis.
Attach?
Yeah, really attached to you. He even hints that he feels more for her than his own wife.
Interesting.
He's even thinking about keeping her around, maybe even making her his queen. But then there's the other side of it. He's the commander of this massive army they've been fighting for a decade. Lost countless men.
The pressure must be immense.
Oh, it's huge. He's desperate for a win.
So it's like his personal desires versus the needs of his army.
Exactly, and it's eating him up inside.
A real dilemma.
And the video mentions that eventually he does agree to return Chryseis, but only after a ton of pressure from all his advisors.
Yeah.
Nestor, Ulysses, Diomedes, even Achilles.
So they're all telling him to give her back.
Pretty much everyone. But here's the kicker. He insists on getting a replacement for his lost prize.
Oh, boy. This isn't going to be good.
It's not. And this is where you really see Agamemnon's character, Even with the gods breathing down his neck and his army dying, he's still hung up on this idea of being slighted.
It's all about his pride.
Yeah, he sees himself as the king of kings, thinks he deserves the best spoils, and now he's the only one giving something up.
Doesn't sit well with him.
Not at all. So guess what he does?
Oh, I'm almost afraid to ask.
He demands Briseis Achilles captive.
No way.
Oh yeah, the video really makes a point of saying that this isn't random. He's going after Achilles on purpose.
He's picking a fight.
Oh, absolutely. It's a direct attack on Achilles' honor, his standing in the army.
I mean, in their culture, those war prizes weren't just possessions. They were like proof of your accomplishments as a warrior.
Exactly. So taking Briseis, that's like stripping Achilles of his hard-earned glory.
And we know Achilles isn't exactly known for his patience.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And his reaction is explosive. The video describes him drawing his sword, ready to kill Agamemnon right there on the spot.
In front of everyone.
Oh, yeah. The other leaders are just frozen in shock.
Can you imagine?
It's chaos. Complete pandemonium like the Greek army is about to implode.
Wow, talk about a powder keg.
All right. It really shows you how volatile these guys were.
These heroes.
Yeah, heroes, but also hotheads. And Agamemnon's little stunt just lit the fuse.
Yeah, he poked the bear one too many times.
But just as Achilles is about to strike, Athena appears out of nowhere.
Athena the goddess.
Herself.
Mm.
But she's invisible to everyone except Achilles.
So like a personal intervention.
Exactly. And she physically stops him from killing Agamemnon.
Wow, that's some serious divine power.
It is. The video explains that she was sent by Hera, and they both really care about Achilles.
Despite, their own issues.
Right. They're both looking out for him and for the Greeks in general.
Makes sense. I mean, if Achilles had killed Agamemnon, that would have been it for the Greeks.
Oh, yeah. Game over.
Total disaster. And Athena's message is important, too. She's not just stopping a murder, she's promising Achilles that he'll get his revenge.
Yeah. There will be payback.
Down the line, but through a different path.
So, blocked from getting his hands dirty physically, Achilles lets loose with this torrent of insults, just rips into Agamemnon.
Oh, I bet.
Calling him greedy, a coward, a drunkard, everything you can imagine.
Wow, letting him have it.
Oh, yeah. And he reminds everyone that it's his skill, his bravery, that's kept them in the fight for 10 years.
Putting Agamemnon in his place?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then comes the big one. He announces that he and his Myrmidon warriors are out there done fighting.
That's huge.
Achilles is their best fighter, their secret weapon.
So this changes everything.
Totally. It throws the whole war into chaos. And to really drive the point home, he throws down his scepter. The one studded with gold.
That's a serious power move.
Oh, yeah. He's making a statement, and the video mentions this chilling vow he makes.
What's that?
He says Agamemnon's going to regret this when the Trojans start winning and Achilles' own men start dying without him there to protect them.
That's a heavy curse.
It is. So the video then shows Agamemnon's men showing up at Achilles' tent to take Briseis, and Patroclus is there to meet them.
Oh.
But even though he's furious, Achilles makes it clear that his beef is with Agamemnon, not these messengers.
Showing some restraint.
Yeah, he even says that Agamemnon will pay for this humiliation one day.
He's playing the long game.
Oh, yeah. And then there's this really sad moment where Briseis looks back at Achilles as Patroclus leads her away.
You can just feel the heartbreak.
It's rough. It really shows how this whole clash of egos, it hurts other people too.
Yeah, Briseis is caught in the middle of this power struggle.
Collateral damage.
And for Achilles, losing Briseis, it's not just about a possession.
Right.
It's a public humiliation.
Yeah.
A blow to his pride, his identity as a warrior.
Yeah, it cuts deep.
Way deeper than any physical wound.
Absolutely.
Huh.
And the video makes it clear that Achilles is devastated. He retreats into his tent, completely shuts down, consumed by rage and grief.
A broken man.
Yeah. And in that moment of despair, he turns to the one person he knows can help his mother Thetis,
The sea nymph.
the goddess of the deep. She's got connections to the gods that no mortal can match.
So he's going straight to the top.
His plea to her, it's desperate, it's raw. It shows how deeply this has hurt him.
The video then shifts to Thetis going to Mount Olympus to talk to Zeus.
And their history is kind of wild.
Fill me in.
So apparently Zeus was really into Thetis back in the day.
The king of the gods, smitten.
But there was this prophecy that any son she had would be stronger than his father.
Zeus doesn't like that.
Not one bit. So to prevent that whole being overthrown situation, he marries her off to a mortal Peleus.
A mortal, but not just any mortal.
Oh, no. The video points out that this guy sailed with Jason, and even the centaurs trusted him.
Impressive.
And, of course, their son is Achilles, destined for greatness, but also an early death.
Mm. It's all connected.
It is. And this backstory makes Thetis's plea to Zeus even more interesting.
How so?
Well, she's not just a mom sticking up for her kid. She's got this unique history with Zeus.
Unrequited love prophecies, the whole drama.
Right, so she's got leverage, a connection that most mortals don't have.
I see. So what does she ask for?
She goes all in, she reminds Zeus of their past, and really hammers home how unfairly Achilles has been treated.
Bold move.
And then she asks him to honor Achilles by making the Greeks suffer until they have to beg him to come back.
So she wants Zeus to side with the Trojans.
Yeah, basically. And to sweeten the deal, she reminds Zeus that Achilles is the powerful son he never had.
That's gotta sting a little.
Right.
Yeah.
And now Zeus is in a tough spot.
Oh, I bet.
The video reminds us that he's been neutral in this whole Trojan War thing.
He's supposed to be the impartial father figure.
Exactly. But if he picks a side, he risks alienating a bunch of gods. Hera, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, they're all going to have opinions.
Sounds like a family feud waiting to happen.
Seriously. But in the end, Zeus makes his decision. He sides with Thetis and the Trojans.
Wow.
The video suggests that it's partly out of respect for Thetis, maybe some lingering feelings, and that whole son I never had thing really got to him.
That's powerful stuff.
It is. And being the king of the gods, Zeus isn't just going to shout his support from the rooftops.
Too obvious.
Way too obvious. The video describes his plan as this divine deception. He's going to subtly tip the scales in favor of the Trojans without making it super obvious to the other gods.
Clever.
So how does he do it?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
He sends a dream to Agamemnon in the middle of the night.
A dream.
A very convincing dream.
What kind of dream?
One that tells Agamemnon that now's the time to attack Troy, that he's guaranteed victory and glory. Zeus himself has promised it.
So Agamemnon thinks he's got the gods on his side.
Totally clueless that he's being played by the big guy himself.
Oh man, this is gonna be bad.
It is. So there you have it. The stage is set for a whole new chapter in the Trojan War, one where the gods are taking a much more active role.
And it's all thanks to a plague, some stolen women, and a whole lot of wounded pride.
So let's take a step back and look at what we've learned. We started with this plague hitting the Greeks after 10 years of fighting.
Right, a plague caused by Agamemnon's arrogance?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He refused to return Chryseis, so Apollo got angry and Calchas delivered that nasty prophecy.
Then Agamemnon demands a replacement for Chryseis and goes after Briseis to punish Achilles.
Which, of course, sends Achilles into a rage, and he quits the war.
And in his despair, he turns to his mother, Thetis.
Who goes straight to Zeus and convinces him to help the Trojans as a favor to her son.
It's like a chain reaction of ego and revenge.
It really is. And what's fascinating is how this whole thing starts with a stolen woman, but quickly becomes so much more.
It's about pride, divine intervention, and these long-standing grudges that run deeper than anyone realizes.
It's not just a simple love story or a war story.
It's about the complex relationship between mortals and gods and how easily things can spiral out of control when egos clash.
So thinking about all this, I got to ask, what if Agamemnon had just swallowed his pride and not provoked Achilles?
Good question.
How different would the Trojan War have been?
I mean, we'll never know for sure, but it makes you think about how much of history is shaped by these seemingly small personal conflicts.
Exactly. Those moments of ego and perceived disrespect, they can have massive consequences.
It's something to think about, isn't it? How many wars, big and small, started because someone felt slighted or disrespected?
And not just in ancient times. I mean, look at the world today.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
It really does.